Hi, friends. I can't believe this week's went so quickly. We're already on special characteristics. Now, we know by now what kind of characteristics we're looking for in animals. We're looking for those characteristics that make them attract food, protect themselves against predators, and add to their species. Now, we've been over this with mammals, ocean animals, and now we're going to do it with reptiles. Because I always find these things very fascinating how each animal has made themselves more, more than the average animal. Okay? So let's take a look, shall we? Okay. Now, we talked about the flat-tailed skink earlier. How it uses its flat tail and its head, identical head. Hold on, I have it right here. Oh, shucks, it's stuck together. It's stuck to my finger, so I guess I can't tell. They uses its flat head and identical head to confuse a predator into attacking. Is that the head or is that the tail? But also, a skink can detach its tail. So if a predator grabs it by the tail, it can detach the tail and flee, and it can regenerate their tail or grow another tail within a year. Kind of reminds me of what animal who can regrow an arm? Octopus. Yeah, it reminds me of an octopus, right? Or a starfish. Both of those animals can regrow body parts. So can a skink. Now, um, attract prey. An agama lizard. Now, this is a special type of lizard that if it sees prey coming, it can shimmy right below the sand in like milliseconds and cover itself with sand. So when the prey comes by, do 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 do, gone. I think it's kind of fascinating. If you see something you want and like, oh, I can't hide in the bush because it lives in the desert. I can't. There's no bushes. No, there's hardly any trees. Just shimmy below the sand. Shh. You're right below the sand, and the prey comes by. Do 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 do. Shh. Adios, muchachos. Gone. Pretty cool, right? And the Komodo dragon. Now you're saying, what can you tell me about this species, Dr. Coleman? We know it's a reptile and it can lay eggs. Big whoop. We know that, right? Ha. Wait till you hear this. It's gonna blow your mind. Now, it's been documented twice in zoo settings. I don't know about the wild, but in zoo settings, that if there is no male around, the female can lay eggs and produce offspring all on her own. You're like, what? Yes. Oh my God, friends. When I read that, I was like, what? It's like that thing from Jurassic Park. I don't know if you guys know Jurassic Park when Jeff Goldblum says, nature finds a way. Nature finds a way to do things. And it's called parthenogenesis. Okay, and it's like it's procreation with only one mate or one thing of that species. So if Komodo dragons are in, like when there's only females around, somehow they can produce offspring without a male. Yes, I said it. I know it blows my mind, right? It's been documented twice with zoo Komodo dragons. So those are my special characteristics with animals. So today's book, guess what, friends? I had to go over here because it slipped off my lap while I was talking to you. So give me 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Thank you. We're going to read another zoo book. It's called Curious George Visits a Zoo. It's about a bad little monkey who goes to the zoo and visits different zoo animals. And I've been reading a couple zoo books this week because I think zoos are fascinating. I have my, pull and pull, I guess push and pull with zoos. I like zoos because I can see different animals that I normally would not see. But then I think about the animals being in captivity. But so I'm still in a quandary. Quandary means I don't know about it. I'm still working it out, working it out, working it out. But for now, we're going to read this great book about Curious George and his visit to the zoo. Also, there are some fantastic videos about animals and their special characteristics in the remote learning plan and activities. Remember, go to the Scholastic Book Flicks account to look at books about zoos and reptiles and their special characteristics and epic books. Also, this is an endorsement and maybe a commercial. Log into your Happy Numbers book account and use those math activities to hone those math skills. I sent your parents login information. If they need me to resend it, just have them shoot me an email, okay? So, sit back and relax and listen to Curious George and his visit to the zoo. Hi friends, today's story is Curious George Visits the Zoo. It's by Margaret and H.A. Reyes. Okay, we have George the little monkey and the man in the yellow hat, who's, I guess he's George's owner, like your mom and dad, if you have a pet, they're the owners. Well, the man in the yellow hat is the owner of George. And let's see, George is always a very curious monkey who gets into lots of trouble. Let's see what happens in this book. We have a title page. George, said the man, how would you like to see a real elephant? Let's go to the zoo. There was a lot to see at the zoo. There were the giraffes with their long necks. They seemed to reach the sky. So there's giraffes. And there at the zoo. There were the kangaroos carrying their babies in the special pocket. Who remember what baby kangaroos are called? Did you say joeys? Yes, you're correct. And finally, there were the elephants with their floppy ears and their long trunks. Munching on hay, it was lunchtime. People were eating on the park benches and picnicking on the grass. Okay, let's do the picnic on the grass. Look at the man in the yellow hat. I'm going to find out what time they feed the lions, said the man with the yellow hat. Wait here and don't get into trouble. Yeah, right. While George was waiting, he saw a zookeeper with a pail of bananas for the monkeys. Now, the man told him to wait right there, but you think, is George going to wait? Nah. The keeper put the pail down to get a drink at the water fountain. George was hungry. He grabbed the pail and ran away with it. Oh, George, stealing is not great. Hey, shouted the keeper, stop that monkey. But George kept on running. A crowd of people was standing near the monkey house, just as the place for George to hide. Standing by the cage was a little boy holding a red balloon with a large string. Okay, let's see that. Okay, let's see this page. Suddenly, one of the monkeys reached out and snatched the string from the boy's hand. He was too close to the cage if a monkey can do that, right? And ran to the top of the cage. Oh no, how's the little boy gonna get his red balloon back? Then he tried to squeeze the balloon through the bars. The other monkeys started to shriek and scream. The little boy was crying. Why do you think he's crying? Why is that little boy crying, friends? Did the monkey take his favorite balloon? Maybe that's why he's crying. Please, can somebody get his balloon back? asked the mother. None of the people could reach that high. But George knew what to do. With the pail in his hand, he climbed up to the top of the cage. Okay, I want to show you that. He took a few bananas and fed them to the monkeys. While the monkeys were eating, George snatched the balloon and swung down from the cage. Hold on, let me move back over here so you can see. This is the next page. He handed the balloon back to the boy. The boy's crying. Stop crying. George got his balloon back. George had a great idea. That was a great idea. How would you have done it, friends? George traded the bananas for the balloon. But if you had to get the balloon, what would you have done? Let me think about it. If I didn't have any bananas, maybe I would have got the zookeeper. I don't know. Everybody clapped. Just then the man with the yellow hat came running. George, the man, he cried, I have been looking all over for you. Please don't be angry with him, said the mother. He saved my son's balloon. George shouldn't have taken my pail, said the keeper, but he did feed the monkeys. And now it's time to feed ourselves, George, said the man. And that's what they did. So George went home and had bananas too. I don't know. What's your favorite thing to eat? George is a banana. I love cupcakes, so that would be my favorite thing to eat. And that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed the story. Now let's look at this. This is a fiction story because we know that monkeys can't run around, talk, get into trouble. Well, they can get into trouble, but not on a rule like George, okay? There are great videos to go with this in the remote learning link. And there are also some activities. Once again, friends, do not forget to log into those Epic Book accounts and read some books about different animals. Also, look at the Scholastic Bookflix account. Also, once again, I'm going to sell it. I'm selling it like ice cream on a hot day. Happy Numbers account. Happy Numbers. Get your Happy Numbers account. Log in. Log in. Log in. Won't you be curious like George and log into those Happy Numbers accounts? Have a great day. And I cannot wait for the amphibian unit to start next week. Have a great weekend.